We're talking rock, and anybody out there who wants to throw questions at Jason Kelly, let us know, and you can definitely put them up. We'll get Chad. We've got Chad Dabano from Elite Geeks running the board, so he'll be throwing up your comments tonight. And again, the hashtag capital R and then OCK for rock. Hashtag rock. Someone's going to win 2 tickets times 2 to the Sioux Eagles for tomorrow night's game, Sioux, Michigan. So it's one of the rare occasions that the U.S. team in the NOJHL comes to the MAC and then French River on Sunday.
Sunday should be a great matchup too, because French River's fighting to make the playoffs, so they're going to come in desperate. So
should be a great desperate hockey. This is, as they say, you don't want to say crunch time because that's there's a banner at the MAC that says do not say it's crunch time.
Yeah, but it is. We'll say it is absolutely. So.
And, Timmins Rock playing some decent hockey. And we were just chatting this. I've been the PA announcer for all the existence of the Timmins Rock. And looking at the stats headed into playoff mode. Now, we've already clinched. We clinched, I think, back before Christmas.
Clinch playoffs. We're still trying to clinch first. So there's a couple.
First overall, or
even first in the division. We're only 7 points ahead. I mean, we still need a few more wins. But our biggest thing right now is, 2 things. We want to clinch first overall, and we want to get to playoff mode. So Brandon's got the team dialed in and get ready, because we all know playoff hockey is different.
Yeah, it's a different atmosphere, as they say, a different beast. If you haven't seen the playoff, it's almost a playoff atmosphere. If you caught the Family Day game, when we play Hearst, we always say it's a feisty bunch when Hearst and the Lumberjacks come to town. That game, kind of nipped us in the butt with both teams.
Yeah,
hurting themselves headed into the playoffs.
I like to use the word spicy. It was a spicy game. So the fans loved it. It was pretty full. Family Day. We had over 1,200 people in there, and
I think that's one of the highest attendance totals that I can remember
for regular season. Absolutely.
Well, even when Steve Sullivan had his jersey retired, I don't think we were at 1,200.
And you felt it. You walked in that arena, you felt the energy, which is for the fans that come and see us, so the ones that never came. When you get to playoff hockey, there's a different energy in the air, and I can't even explain it. Hockey fans know what I'm talking about, so. We're getting excited to get to that.
We are getting excited. And noting at the last previous games, a lot of the Rock players come from all over the country. Nice to see some of their parents making the trip to Timmins, because they know it's crunch time now, and it's time to cheer on their boys. I know, is it Lynn Nyman was in town?
I forget her first name.
I think it was
Lynn. But they were in from British Columbia to come see their boys.
From Maple Ridge, British Columbia. I apologize if I get, we'll call her Mrs. Nyman, the mom from Tenzin and Kenyon.
Yeah.
Two amazing players with the Timmins Rock. And she had the Susie Salo shoot the win back a few games ago.
And it was kind of cool on Sunday's game, is we had the Nyman brothers, and we actually had the Trotchy brothers, because we called up an AP to play on defense. So we actually had 2 sets of brothers playing for the Rock that day. And I don't remember if that ever even happened, but it was kind of a neat thing to see 2 sets of brothers playing on the same team. So
pretty darn cool, pretty darn, good hockey when it comes to, junior A hockey. The NOJHL, one of the top leagues in all of Canada. Our Rock, last week we were 9th ranked in Canada. I think this week we're still ranked 10th out of the top 20 junior A teams in all of Canada, which is a pretty nice list to be on.
It's pretty impressive. Brandon has done such a great job to put this team together, and you could see the way he likes to play. He likes to play a fast game, defensively smart but aggressive, and it's just fun hockey to watch. So
now what's happening? Obviously, all those suspensions from Family Day, do they carry on? They obviously carry on into playoffs. What does that mean for maybe players that haven't really suited up or wouldn't normally get the start in let's say a game 1 of a series?
It creates opportunity for some people. Some of the affiliate players that we call up might have an opportunity to play, and this is the time to shine. And it's not like throwing into the Lions. Like we've used APs all year, so it's not.
A lot of the APs get their goals too. Like a lot of APs, they want to shine. They want to be in the lineup, right? So they gotta show the coach that, hey, coach, put me in.
Because a lot of them next year will be their signing year, so they're looking to have a junior A career too. So this is a way to to showcase them and showcase themselves. So it's pretty neat to see.
And a lot of those AP players come from the Timmins Majors?
We use a lot of Timmins Majors.
Affiliate club?
Well, we use some from the Cap Flyers. We use a few from around the league, but Timmins Major only because it's easy sometimes to grab their players because they're here locally. Right? So.
And just wanted to note here that the Timmins Rock, even back to the Derek Sagan days, which were phenomenal, the stats headed into, this weekend's play. 52 games played, 40 wins for the Timmins Rock, 7 losses, 3 overtime losses, and 2 shootout losses.
Yeah. And look, we were talking earlier, I'm so impressed by the goal differential. We scored 142 more goals than we basically let in, which is pretty impressive by any stat.
Well, our goaltenders.
Our goaltenders
are standing on their heads.
Right? Yeah.
Tell us, who do we have in the pipes? Like, you have to have the confidence, being a coach, knowing, who do we put in any given night. Our 2 are, technically 1 and 2 in the entire league right now.
Yeah, we're kind of blessed to have 2 great goalies. Brandon picked up Boivin last year from Blind River, a vet in the league's been around. He knows what's at stake here. And I think he'll be leading the charge. I don't know. I'm not the coach. So, and then we have Brown, which is just a young guy, and he's looking pretty good. He had a bunch of shutouts and stuff. So it's good. It's good for us. So
yeah, definitely good. Look at the CJHL rankings. We're 10th place right now this week. Sudbury, also a top contender in the West. They're 15th in all of Canada. Blind River in 16th place. And we just wanted to say here, we've got the bragging rights for the entire NOJHL now, 85 points, which is 3 better than the good old Sudbury Cups.
Yeah, and that just comes with pride. And you also want home ice advantage. It's nice to get home ice advantage for the East, but if you finish first overall, you get
home ice in the entire playoffs.
Yeah, so I mean, we know how hard the MAC is to play in, so
is it hard to play in the MAC?
Absolutely. We have some pretty rowdy fans, and can you imagine coming in here, like, and if we get to these finals, you're going to see 2,000 people in there, wall to wall people, and it's, as an opposing team,
it's going to be loud.
It's somewhat intimidating, I would imagine. Right?
Well, I talked to all the opposing teams because they come up that shoot where I'm doing the PA. And every single player, they always go, "Wow, wouldn't it be awesome to play for the Timmins Rock and to suit up and to step out as a home player, playing in front of the MAC fans." Talking to the ones in Powassan, they say we're lucky if we get 50 people in the stands.
Yes, we are blessed with. I always say the best
fan base in the entire league. I'm going to say between Hearst and Timmins, I'm going to say Timmins number 1, Hearst number 2.
Hearst gets a really good following too, and we're lucky to have this giant arena that we get to play, and a beautiful arena. It's the old school arena, where it feels like an arena and not like a sports complex. So we are lucky, and it's kind of one of the selling features for the Timmins Rock when Brandon's going out to get players or talk to players. Like, it's well known that the MAC is fun as a home player. It's very fun to play there. So.
Now that's the job for, obviously, aside from coaching the boys, he's the one scouting the league, saying, hey, we need to maybe trade for a different forward. Because we have made a few acquisitions.
Yeah, he's actually coach / GM, so he does all that, and Eric Paquette helps him as an assistant GM.
Okay.
So between both of them, they watch video, they scout the league, they're always looking, if they're looking for a right-hand defense, whatever they're looking for, they go out and try to get them. And so, and like I said, Brandon's done such a good job putting this team together. And last year we seen it was his first year. So we've seen a kind of mixed team from the old regime and new regime. And this year we see what
this is completely his.
This is his stamp on the whole team. And
wow,
I love his team. So I love the way he thinks.
So we're going championship mode. I said it from game 1 this season. I said the Rock have what it takes to make it to not only the NOJHL championship, but there's a bit of a different twist to it. Where do the teams go if we can? Let's say we make the I shouldn't say if, when we win this championship in the NHL.
You're saying when? Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say when. I'm going to say the Timmins Rock have the schematics on paper
they go
and on the ice to take it all the way. Like, look at that again. You said the goal differential.
Yeah, and if we win,
blowing the teams out of the water.
Yeah, and it's a lot, like I said, a lot of good defensive play, and with aggressive. It's not just defense, boring hockey. They play an aggressive style, but they're smart defensively.
It's not just dump and chase.
No, it's and so the Rock are very hard to play against. Once it gets a forecheck going, it's a tough team to play against. So, and if we win the league this year, then we go to the national championship.
And the national championships are, I do believe, I want to say where, out in Edmonton, out west.
It's escaping me right now.
I want to say Edmonton. Yeah. Anybody know? Type it in the comments. Where's the national championships for the entire CJHL.
Yeah, and
Now,
that's
what would it take to get to see the Rock, packing their bags for that? Obviously, you don't want to put that, as I say, don't put the cart ahead of the horse. But all eyes are on that prize.
all eyes are always on that prize. But
Yeah.
I know the coaching staff, they go one series at a time, and like, let's play one game at a time, win one series, win the second series, and then so. I mean, you always have the big ambition to win it all, but you got to win them first.
Well, that's it. And again,
win
it's some might be thinking, because we've clinched a playoff spot so early on in the season, do you lose the motivation? And I remember, when we were chatting with Brandon Perry last year, he puts the players into miniature little series. So we almost had a 13-game win streak, so a 12-game win streak. He breaks them down into let's treat them in blocks of 4, as if you're trying to win a playoff series.
And I feel like watching them especially since the trade deadline, we've seen them. It's like they're always taking that extra little step and getting better. And he's got very high standards, and he keeps a team to high standards. So it's good for us as an organization. So
yeah, for sure.
We're pretty excited this year.
And here we are. Welcome to a Wednesday night, Studio 67. Another co-host in the hot seat tonight, replacing KLOMP. It's Lisa Wilson, leading with ease. Lisa, welcome.
Thank you very much.
To the show. And, of course, our big guest tonight, all the way from the metropolis of Iroquois Falls, Mr. Mayor is in the house. Tory Delaurier. Mayor Delaurier?
Yes.
Is what people refer you. We're going to call you Mr. T here on the show.
Sure.
But lots of things happening on tonight's show. We just wanted to mention that, KLOMP's having mojitos on the beaches of Cuba. We're giving away pretty much the kitchen sink tonight on tonight's show while he's away. We're giving away, we're going to be chatting about the Winter Carnival in Iroquois Falls.
Yes.
That's why we brought Tory down to tell you. People always say, what happens in Iroquois Falls? Well, you're going to find out what's happening all next week, and for 10 days, in fact, with the big metropolis of the falls. And if you type in the hashtag igloo, capital IGLOO, into the comment section, someone's going to win 4 tickets to the Demo Derby and 4 tickets to Grace 2, which we'll talk about tonight.
For the carnival, yes.
So welcome, Tory.
Thanks for having me.
Yes,
I really
a
appreciate
pleasure. You know what? When we reached out to TJ from the Tuners, said, you know what? We need to get the mayor of Iroquois Falls on the show.
Yeah.
I said, well, is he going to want to make the drive from Iroquois Falls to, the KINZ and KLOMP studio? And boom, here
For
you
you
are.
guys, no problem.
Oh, well, thank you so much. And look at that. You're old. KLOMP makes fun of me for being old school papers all that day. You've got the papers. It's the way to go.
Yeah. I brought my newspaper, the Enterprise newspaper.
Yes.
Nice.
So this week's paper, we're going to be highlighting the Demolition Derby and our billboard that the Chamber of Commerce does. But at the back page, we got the carnival schedule. And that's also online on our Facebook pages.
And they can find it all over the place.
It's all over the place.
I know if
Share it
you're
all
friends
over.
with TJ from the Timmins Tuners, he'll
TJ,
email you. He sent, if you watch the blast today, all the banners, everything that we're going to showcase that's happening a part of the Iroquois Falls Winter Carnival.
So a big part of our
amazing.
marketing is TJ and
Isn't he an awesome guy?
and Jesse Sobolski. And they're my 2 guys that do most of the marketing. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, TJ, he's been in tune with me all day saying, hey, we're going to give away a few tickets. And he didn't realize that you're footing the bill.
That's right.
For tonight's giveaway.
That's right.
So we love the mayor of Iroquois Falls even more. Again, hashtag igloo, capital IGLOO. Someone's going to win 4 tickets to the Demo Derby and 4 tickets to Grace 2, which is part of the week-long entertainment, March 18th at 9 p.m. So one person's going to win 4 tickets to the Derby, and one person will win 4 tickets to see Grace 2.
Yeah. And the carnival runs from March 10th to the 19th. It's 10 days. And like I say, the opening night, we're going to have sliding for the kids behind the bowling alley in Iroquois Falls.
Nice.
And there'll be free hot chocolate and coffee for residents. And there'll be a big bonfire. And
Can't
then
beat that.
later on at 7 o'clock, there'll be a puck drop, the Cochrane Crunch against the Timmins Rock at the Igloo.
Now, how cool is that? Now, that's the banner. It's hard to see the banner in our main studio here, but that is what we popped up for Tory. Make him feel at home.
Yeah.
Bit of a story on this. Next Friday, it's not too often that you see the Rock play outside of their home rink or the Cochrane Crunch outside of the Tim Hortons Event Center. We're going to meet in the middle, and we're going to meet in Iroquois Falls. Next Friday night, game time is 7 o'clock, and we want to pack the Igloo because if you can remember, how many years ago was it with the Abitibi Eskimos?
Oh, it's over 10 years ago. So I'm not sure the number, but it's a few years ago.
Over a decade ago. And that was my first crack. I'm now the PA announcer for the Timmins Rock, but at one point I was doing PA for the Abitibi Eskimos. And then when the Abitibi moved to Timmins, that's where I started with the Timmins Rock. Now take us back to the Abitibi Eskimos. You want to see another NOJHL team back in Iroquois Falls?
That'd be awesome for our community. It's like I say, it's good spin-offs for the community, right? Businesses win, mental health for people to get outside and watch some good hockey. Our local Stingers team, under 18,
they play really well.
That's right.
Really
they play
good
really
hockey
well.
there.
They're in their finals, and they generate between 450 to 600 people for that age group. So we're trying to prove something to the NHA that what Iroquois Falls can do. We're going to pack the Igloo, and like this, there'll be a free teddy toss. So everybody bring teddies for Tim Hortons Foundation.
So when the first goal happens,
so everybody
from who? Now who's the home team when?
So the Crunch is the home team.
So Cochrane. So it's a home game for the Cochrane Crunch and a away game for the Rock. So when Cochrane scores their first goal, everybody litters the ice with the teddy bears.
So bring some teddy bears and they'll go to the Tim Hortons Foundation. So that'll be helping
great
kids.
Cause.
And also Sabrina and Dave Sove from Rosewood
Ave, yeah.
They'll be doing O Canada. And there's going to be an intermission. And at that intermission, I was told that they'll be playing a few songs. So there'll be a concert going on. We're going to have equipment there for sound, proper stuff.
Wow, that's going to be awesome. And of course, we know Rosewood Ave, those two homegrown Iroquois Falls natives. Now they reside in Matheson, but they met in Iroquois Falls.
That's right.
Wow.
Nice. Two good people. I'd like to see them. They're doing well for themselves in the music industry.
No, they sure are.
Yeah, thumbs up to them for sure. And thank them for coming to volunteer for the hockey.
They're volunteering.
They're volunteering their time to do this for us.
Wow, amazing. And again, we're going to pack the Igloo. You hear the metaphor, pack the Mac. We're packing the Igloo next Friday night, 7 o'clock. And the atmosphere, if I can remember when the Abitibi Eskimos played, I remember Abitibi. I think your captain at one point was Kevin Walker.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yes. That was my first taste of junior A hockey.
Yeah. And after the hockey game around 9:30, right after the hockey game, we're gonna have fireworks. So everybody can
but not inside the arena.
Not inside the arena. Outside the arena.
We're going to test the fire alarms at the Igloo.
So behind the bowling alley, the Earl Porter Lanes bowling alley, there'll be fireworks at night around 9:30. And so come and bring your families to that. It'll be nice to see everybody there too.
Wow. So, I'm just going to say, if the commissioner of the NOJHL tag this show with the commissioner looking to bring a team back to the Igloo. I can't remember the last time any rink in the NOJHL had fireworks after a hockey game.
Also, I'd like to say, I'm not putting nobody down, but we have one of the best arenas in Northern Ontario.
Over 100 years history with that arena.
That's right. Over 100 years. And like I say, it's a full circle viewing. So it's awesome for the fans to watch a hockey game at.
It sure is. And I don't know if they still have the hot dogs, but I can remember Abitibi Eskimos days. People were carrying them out by the armful. I said, "Are these hot dogs that good?" I tried them one day, and of course they are. I don't know what you do. What's the secret, Tory?
Well, that's the cafeteria people. But the cafeteria will be open. But Beaver Tails will also be there that night, also in front of the arena.
So Beaver Tails, Northern Ontario.
That's right.
He's coming up
so
there.
So there'll be a Friday and Saturday, the 9th and the 10th.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's just the kick.
The 10th and the 11th.
Start.
Now, everything that people are hearing right now, they're thinking, well, is that the entire carnival? That's only night one.
That's right.
Of the carnival. And there's 10 days of fun.
That's right. So the next day, Saturday, March the 11th, we're going to have drifting races at 10 o'clock in the morning starting. And it's only $5 to get in. And you buy your tickets ahead of time. That'll be advertised on our social media pages and the newspapers.
We'll put it in our midday blast.
That's right.
And
for you. there'll be drifting races. And then at 1 o'clock, right after the drifting races, we're gonna have demolition derby. Last year, we had over 2,000 people come and watch the drifting and the demolition derby.
Awesome.
So that's fantastic for our community. So, and we got people from all over. We got politicians, business people, families from all over
They
the
all
place.
put a car in.
Yes, we even
Yeah.
had one
Nice.
gentleman in a wheelchair, and people were bringing him up, carrying him up. You know what I mean? It was just nice to see everybody having a good time. You know,
Yeah,
so
awesome.
we want to do that again.
Lots of fun. Now,
there will
can
be-
people still enter a car to the Derby?
Yes, they can. It's never
Oh.
too late. You still enter that, and that'll be on your site also.
Yes.
Okay.
And there'll be food there. There'll be the washrooms, outhouses, and everything. I'll be all there too. So yes, just dress warm and come and spend the day. And like I say, it's awesome that night.
Have some fun. And again, if you're looking for people always say, what happens in this city, you know, for entertainment? Well, take a drive. It's not that far. You know what? A 40-minute drive.
45 minutes from
45 minutes door to
Timmins,
door.
30 minutes from Cochrane, 15 or 20 minutes from Madison. So it's not that far away, right? So yeah.
And me growing up in the GTA, 40 minutes, you know, is nothing. Where
nothing.
people say,
Yeah.
I can't believe you drive 40 minutes to go watch a hockey game. I used to drive 2 hours for a case of beer.
Yeah. And like I say, this carnival wouldn't happen without all the
Yeah.
sponsors. So thank you to all the sponsors. I won't be able to name them all today, but they'll be on your site later on. Also, I'd like to thank all the volunteers and my team, my carnival team. It's without them, this wouldn't happen. And like I say, and what makes us want to keep on doing this is seeing everybody attend and see all the crowds. It just touches us, right? So we want to continue this. This has been going on for many years, and we just want to keep making it grow
Keep
over
it
year
going.
over year.
So how long has it been now?
It'll be under me, it's been about 16 to 17 years.
So
Yes.
the big 17.
Nice.
Yeah. So like I
Wow.
said, but without the help of my staff at town hall and my public works and the sponsors and like all the committee members, this wouldn't happen.
As they say, no I in team. You've got
That's
a
right.
lot of
Lots of
love
people
from
running.
volunteers and people,
Yes.
you know, putting out they're opening up their pockets.
And that's
for
right.
you.
And it's a
Yeah.
lot of volunteer hours, you know, so it's a lot of hard work, but they do it because they care and they want to see the community grow. And so we're going to have a summer event in the near future, not probably
Nice.
this year, but next year. We want to grow on and stuff, and we have a summer event. And
Wow.
we're bringing back the Sportsman Show and Trade Show this year in April. So that'll be happening.
So
Awesome.
bringing some life back
Yeah.
to Iroquois
Falls.
Falls.
Yeah.
Now, for those who don't know, obviously, you know, when Iroquois Falls had the Abitibi Eskimos, you know, things were on the decline in the city. That was the reasoning for the team to leave. But you're seeing a lot of life coming back into your
Yes.
small community.
Yes, we have a company called Due North Housing coming to the community.
Nice.
They're going to be building a factory. It'll be create over 150 jobs, and they'll be our anchor tenant for our industrial park that we're going to be doing. Plus, they're going to build behind Calvert Street. There'll be 150 units for people to sleep and stay. Homes will be built there from that company. And then we have Validis
Awesome.
that's opening up a mining for Bitcoin, and they bought the Northland Power. They bought
Oh,
that
wow.
also. So
Awesome.
yeah, so they're a great corporate citizen also. So
Yeah.
there's some good things happening in the community, and a lot more to come. So like I say, it's not because not just council, it's the whole community selling this, right? And the staff. So it takes a big team. I can't say that even more. It's all about teamwork.
And I'm assuming it's grown over the last 17 years.
Yes.
More and more things are happening. I was commenting earlier on how big that list is.
Yes, there's free bowling for kids every day of the week.
What?
There's free
Mhm.
skating
During the Winter Carnival.
during the Winter
Yeah.
Carnival. Free skating for the kids every day of the week. The Thursday, I believe at 11 o'clock at the George Store and Arena, you can skate with your Stingers and
Nice.
under 18 team. So
Now, the
people
Stingers
look-
are junior B, are they not?
No,
Are they
yeah.
junior B?
It's a midget B.
Are they
Midget
midget
B.
Under
B?
18.
Under 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just say they're the caliber of hockey for the Stingers. They always see post. I want to give a thumbs up because of the Stingers. I won their 50-50 over
Oh, right.
Christmas.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I definitely love
Love
the Stingers and the organization.
Yeah. And I believe you're going to be at the hockey game.
Yes,
Nice.
I was asked by the Timmins Rock. I normally do the home game PA. They said, "Hey, we're going to be at the Igloo on the next Friday night. Do you want to be the PA guy?" I said, "Yes, sign me up." So my boys have never been to Iroquois Falls. I'd love to take them up, and
Yeah, and Jamie Bernier is the one spearheading the hockey game
it's going to be a lot of
under the
fun.
carnival committee. So yes, he's doing a lot of hard work. And like I said, the whole committee is unbelievable. I can't help saying that. And there'll be all kinds of other activities. There'll be cribbage tournaments, dart
Nice.
tournaments,
So basically,
Anything
you're
you
telling
wanna
us
do.
to camp out for 10 days in
Yeah.
Iroquois Falls, and
Yeah.
you're giving us all the reason to.
That's right. And
Yeah.
there's also a bingo happening. All the carnival activities are happening. But the big one for kids is the first Sunday of the carnival at the French high school, the Alliance.
So that's next Sunday?
Sunday.
Next Sunday,
Okay.
yes. There'll be bouncing toys and everything, all kinds of activities.
nice.
So from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock, go to that school. There's be prizes that TJ got around from different community members, and they'll be giving out all kinds of stuff to
Wow.
the kids.
And
it's
that's all-
no charge.
That's all
It's
free, too.
And
Wow,
there's
amazing.
there's a free barbecue for kids too. And there's going to be an arm wrestling tournament on Wednesday for kids, and free hot dogs there too. Free pop, free teen dance, free pop, and free hot dogs again. So, like I say, without the sponsors and the community support, we wouldn't be able to do all these activities.
And here we are, Tuesday night, Studio 67. It is KINZ, no KLOMP. If you saw his video, he's rubbing it in that he's on the beaches of Kyococo. It's at Kyococo. Anyhow, we hope he steps on a sea urchin for rubbing it in that he's down there drinking Cuban rum there. He was doing the rum punch earlier. I told him those videos aren't drunk enough for us up here. If you're going to post videos in Cuba, you need to add the drunken stupor ones in there. But, KLOMP's away, so our co-host quest begins, and it continues with Mitch Wilson. You can remember Mitch? Mitch was on episode 0 and episode 1. He's been back with us when we started this old train.
Yeah, welcome
back,
how
buddy.
far you came.
Yeah,
Like, this
from our
studio is
parents'
incredible.
to a Studio 67. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking this place is nothing
Is it
short of
pretty
incredible.
cool?
Yeah, you've got the color schemes down to a T, and it feels professional.
It is professional. Now, how many curse words do you think? You see our curtains here. How many curse words do you think KLOMP and I did while we were putting up these do-it-yourself curtains?
Just eyeballing the level on it. I mean, sorry, no, I wouldn't. I promised Jamie I wouldn't
He's in
comment.
construction now. And the funny story is, Mitch and I were both canned from our radio jobs the same week, November 20th.
Yeah, with the
2020.
mysterious email.
We got the email. Hey, everybody, tune in. We all opened
There's
up that email.
no
and it said,
subject line. Important meeting tomorrow at 10
Important
a.m. Is
meeting.
that ever good?
Everybody reading this, or everybody a part of this Zoom call, your job is now axed. So that's where Mitch and I fall into place. You've worked, you're back in construction now here in the city?
I am.
Making way more money than radio?
But I love what I do. So
Yeah.
that's what matters.
That's,
Maybe it's in there at the end of the road, but in the meantime, I get to hammer some 2x4s together and
Well,
enjoy
good.
doing it.
Well, it's good to see that you haven't left the city since your demise back in 2020. And again, great to have you on as a co-host.
Well, okay, so
warming
the
up
camera's
KLOMP
messing me
tonight.
up here because, like,
Yeah.
the radio, you just like look into a mic. You can put your eyes down at the floor, wherever you want. I have to now deal with the camera and like turn into
You're
talk
turning
to
to
you.
me.
So
turning to
there'll
Pierre
be
in
some
a few
awkward
minutes.
body
And
language
of course,
here
the
tonight.
camera. But yeah, we're here to chat. Today is obviously February the 28th. It's Rare Disease Day, and you can see the banner on our main screen here. I support Rare Disease Day, and Pierre Joly is, here to talk about one of the rare diseases that he's currently battling, which is called Gaucher disease. Pierre, first of all, welcome to KINZ and KLOMP. A lot of people know you from, you're a technician with Core Business Solutions here in the city. You're also, one of the tech wizards, the camera gurus at the Timmins Rock. Jack of all trades and the master of all of them, Pierre.
Yeah, and I just saw Teresa, a friend of mine that I know from in the United States with Gaucher disease, said hi.
Hi, Teresa.
And people also know me with Science Timmins. And of course, a lot of other people in the rare disease community know me worldwide. And I can't wait to see other names pop up on the.
Well, you said
on the
a lot of
broadcast.
people will be tuning in worldwide for tonight's show. So we welcome all new viewers and, of course, our loyal viewers who tune in every single night. And again, when it comes to Gaucher disease, now this is a buildup of certain fatty substances in certain organs, particularly the spleen and liver. But before you got a diagnosis of that, this is why we have Pierre Joly and my Gaucher expedition, which someone's going to win this book tonight.
No, someone's going to win
By the
this
way.
copy. That's yours.
Okay, so this is my copy. You're going to win Pierre's copy, and it's going to be professionally autographed from Pierre Joly tonight in the studio. And all you have to do is put in the hashtag Gaucher. And again, capital GAUCHER. Put it into the comment field, and we'll announce the winner a little bit later on in the show.
Thank you. Yes.
Why don't we jump into it? Why don't you start at the beginning,
talk
the
about
childhood?
this book
So,
here, and
yeah.
take us back to, obviously, before writing the book, and the day that you started, coming up with some of the, symptoms that you didn't know were Gaucher disease.
Well, I started with my my journey to diagnosis is actually all of chapter 1 in the book, but it starts off. I was always a short kid. I always had a stomach. I bruised easily. My family doctor just kept saying, "Oh, he's gonna get a growth spurt. Oh, the belly. Oh, look at his dad. Oh, bruises easily. Oh, his iron's low. Here, take some iron pills. It'll get better."
They never did a thorough diagnosis, I should say.
Well, being in let's call it a small rural community like we have here in Timmins, you don't look at those big pictures. The doctor was trying to go after one symptom at a time. It took till 1995, when I had to get my gallbladder taken out, for the doctor to realize there's something wrong. And that doctor was not my family doctor. He was my surgeon. He referred me to a hematologist who did a bone marrow test. And I got to tell you, don't have one if you don't need it. It hurts. And she thought that she was diagnosing someone who had leukemia. But that is one of the very common misdiagnoses for Gaucher disease.
They think it's leukemia.
They think it's leukemia because a lot of the symptoms do align. So I have here actually a mug that I received many years ago, and it says, "Were you expecting leukemia, splenomegaly, and or thrombocytopenia?" So splenomegaly being an enlarged spleen, thrombocytopenia being reduced platelets. Reduced platelets is what causes the easy bruising and the easy bruising and the easily to bleed.
Mm-hmm.
Or when you do get a cut, you bleed for long periods of time because you're not clotting. Well, when you add hot water or coffee in the mug, it actually will reveal saying, rule out malignancy, it's Gaucher disease. So this mug is one of a few that I know that exist in, I'll say, in the wild, that weren't given to hematologists. So it's kind of a good,
nice little keepsake.
Keepsake for myself.
Yeah. Which
is the whole point of this, is rare diseases are commonly misdiagnosed or totally missed to be diagnosed because they're so rare.
And speaking of, I can't help but notice there's a bit of humor in that mug, right? I mean, it's hard for me. It's kind of going over my head with all the 8-syllable words, but like you talk about those jokes that are like very niche. That was written on the cup. It's like, do you get it? You're sipping it at work.
But this was made for hematologists to share the word of, hey, there could be this out there. I'm also sitting on the board of the National Gaucher Foundation of Canada, which we have done national campaigns to educate hematologists and general practitioners of the existence of Gaucher disease. And it's never it's always the last thing on their mind because they're taught in med school about a lot of these rare disorders for one day. They get a quick overview for I'll say lysosomal storage disorders, which is what my disorder is. It's actually the most common in the lysosomal storage disorder, but it's the least known because I don't look sick. It's an invisible disorder. You hear of people who have MPS. I'm not going to try to say what it is because it's an 18-syllable
even
word.
bigger than that.
You hear about people with Tay-Sachs. You hear about people because these are more physically visible disorders. So when there's one in the community, like we had someone here in the community who had MPS, and a lot of the people in town knew who she was because she was also very busy in the community, but you knew who she was because of her stature, because of the effects the disorder had on her. I walk around and say, I have Gaucher disease. Everyone's like, okay. I go to the hospital for something unrelated, and they ask me, like, oh, do you have any medical conditions? I have Gaucher disease.
And they have no clue what
So you're kind of a big deal, right?
The nurse, like, I heard of that. Like, so you've heard of me.
Well, and that's the thing. Yeah, one in 200 Canadians have Gaucher disease. 1 in 10,000 worldwide. So
No, it's one of 200.
One of 200.
So there's 200 Canadians with Gaucher disease, and I'm one of them.
One of the 200.
There's about 10,000 worldwide who have it.
You guys must have a group chat, right? Like
you compare different, symptoms.
We have Facebook groups. We have a listserv, and we're constantly bouncing stuff off of each other, asking for help and providing help where we can. Because even though we're so few, we learned to help each other out. We have to advocate for ourselves and advocate for the others as well.
That must be an incredible experience to have something so rare. And you talk about coming from a rural community. The idea that was going to get diagnosed right then and there, being already so small and isolated, and now being able to connect with people with that disease. I'm not formulating my question very well, but you get where I'm going? Like, to be able to have that in the modern age, to connect. 1 in 200 in Canada, you never would have met that person 25 years ago.
Well, when I was first diagnosed, which is actually what Chapter 2 goes through, it was my first ever visit. But before I got that visit, I got told this term, Gaucher disease, from the hematologist here in Timmins. Of course, the internet was not what it is today. I had the encyclopedias that at high school. I had, and you go online, the little bit that was there made it seem very scary, that I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die. But that's what was out there at the time. Then I went to see my doctor for the first time at Sick Kids. So this is March 19th, 96.
Okay.
And I walk into this hospital and I'm like, wow, this is, because I've only ever been at St. Mary's or at the time, the newly made TADH. And I walk into this hospital and it was absolutely massive. This big, huge atrium with glass ceilings. It had characters that are suspended in midair in the middle of this atrium. And I'm in awe, like, this is a hospital? How could this be a hospital? But then I met the doctor and I realized I'm really lucky. So that doctor, Dr. Joe Clark, was one of the 5 experts worldwide in Gaucher disease.
Oh, wow.
When I graduated from Sick Kids and I went across the street to Mount Sinai Hospital, I went from one of the experts to another expert, Dr. Dominic Amato, who just recently retired in this whole COVID thing, and passed it on to now my doctor for it, Dr. Nemo, who is an excellent doctor. And I hope he got the email and
might be tuned in. Dr. Nemo, hey.
If you are,
yeah,
nice to see you again.
I know a Sylvie Joly tuning in. Is that the missus?
No, that's the sister-in-law.
Oh, sister-in-law. All right. Hi, Sylvie. She was saying hello to you earlier.
She said hello, and I also saw my cousin Mark, who
everybody tuning in.
And Claude, you didn't put hashtag in front of there to get entered into the draw.
Need to have the hashtag Gaucher, and capital GAUCHER. We'll have a chance to win a copy of Pierre Joly's My Gaucher Expedition. Now, we should say, if anybody's looking for this book, if your chances are terrible to win tonight, you can purchase these through your website. Can you not?
You can. It's available on Amazon.
They're on Amazon.
You can also order it at Kohl's. They can't have it in store because I forgot to add a spot here that had the price. But you can order it through their website, and you can also and so on Amazon it's on paperback, it's on hardcover, it's on Kindle, and I'm currently recording it for Audible, which I tell you is not an easy thing to do. They have a very strict set of rules for your noise floor and
monotone and everything else.
It's tough, and I keep recording and having to re-record a section over and over again, and cleaning out all the background noise and everything, and it's taking quite a while to get that through. I might need to borrow some of your
borrow our segment studio. You can use one of our studios, soundproof, nice and soundproof. In there.
I might need to do that because it's
come on,
it's tough to record it at home, even though I try to isolate all noises and I have a good mic in front of me.
Best take ever. The garbage truck comes by and honks its horn at you or something.
That's the thing with living near town. There's always noise around you. The worst one right now is the noise of the skidoos as they zoom by.
Yes, I live across Gillies, so you can imagine like that gets amped. But on the benefit in the summer, I get to hear the rock concerts for free across the lake. But give and take. Anyways, we left off at your you just got diagnosed because they had checked out your
So
your
during
surgeon-
gallbladder surgery in December of
Yeah.
'95, the doctor found that I was bleeding way too much. Sent me to the hematologist, did the bone marrow test, found what they thought was Gaucher disease, sent the slides, and then it is. Let's go see the doctor. And when I first met the doctor and I got more information, I realized, okay, I'm A, not alone, and B, I'm not going to die. Which is,
Well, that's what
you're
thinking.
15 years old. You're like, what's going to happen with me?
And again, when you're Googling, back then, I guess Google wasn't even around back
Well,
then. But
there's Yahoo
everything
and
points to
Ask
death.
Jeeves.
You know?
A lot made it
There was-
sound way
there was
worse than it
no
was.
Ask Siri back then.
No, Siri didn't exist then. And then as I learned more, and then I found out that to get treatment, you had to be worse than I was. I'm like, okay, I'm okay. And now I actually have a name for what's going on. It explained my belly. It was the spleen and liver who were enlarged that were extending my belly. It explained the bruising. That's the thrombocytopenia, the low platelets. Because for a while as a kid, I'd bruise at almost any touch at some points. It's like the normal platelet count is between 150 and 400. My platelet count at diagnosis was 42,
Holy smokes.
which is starting to get in the very dangerous range. And it's gotten normal. It's gotten to that point where it's manageable. Things generally are pretty good, but throughout the years, I had many nosebleeds. And I still get quite frequent nosebleeds because my nose just has that much damage. Same as shaving. It's not always the easiest, and I'll end up with
You get a shaving
Really
cut,
bad.
it bleeds, or you get bad razor
I
burn.
get bad
because-
razor burn, even with good razors, good shaving creams, and proper technique, everything.
And
I mean,
that's
I've been
all
this
due
is
to the Gaucher
all-
disease.
all linking to issues from the Gaucher disease.
Wow. And here we are. It's a Monday night. It's KINZ, no KLOMP. He's on vacation. It's KINZ and KLOMP tonight. How are you?
I'm good. Happy
Yes.
to be here for
Yeah.
my audition.
She's auditioning for KLOMP's job.
to replace
tonight.
Klump.
Yeah.
Yes. I've already taken over his office, which
Yeah,
I'm now
wait
calling.
do you see the if apparently KLOMP's not allowed to watch any part of this show while he's in on vacation mode. He's gone to Cuba. But when he does see pictures throughout the week, you'll see what Sylvie has done to his office.
He's gonna
She's
come back
already
to something
moving
very
in.
interesting.
Yes,
Yeah.
Guest host slot number 1, Sylvie Lamont. Of course, you know her from Wisdom Wednesdays, Rebel Soul here in the city. And now you're ready to rock and roll. A night tonight, it's movie night with Collin Beaulieu here at Studio 67. Of course, Collin, we know Collin. He's the manager over at Imagine Cinemas, which we wanted to mention. If you do the hashtag, capital I, Imagine, IMAGINE, hashtag, and it's got to be the capital I. You'll have a chance to win 2 movie passes, maybe to see Creed 3, which opens up this weekend.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a
With
big
Collin.
one, and we have a lot of good movies out this week where I think someone's going to make really good use of those passes.
I think so. Now, for those who don't know, Collin, he's coming. You're creeping up to your 10-year anniversary.
Yeah,
In
it's been a
March,
while.
He's you've gone through pretty much every position.
Oh,
For the
yeah,
Imagine
pretty
Cinemas?
much. Yeah, started at it's just an usher ripping tickets and cleaning the theaters, and then started selling popcorn.
And now
Yeah.
you're the manager.
Yeah.
And how do you
it's,
tell the difference between the manager and working any other positions? You get to go home with that giant bag of popcorn at the end of the night.
Oh yeah.
I want to know, in 10 years, how many bags of popcorn that equates to from working at the cinema.
I mean, well, between myself and then sometimes I'd bring it back home and share with like my mom and family where Probably a good like 100 bags or so.
100 bags. Now, does the novelty wear off? You take that big bag home, you're, the king of the household. And then after what, the bag, you've got probably bags still hanging out in a closet somewhere.
Yeah, pretty
Right
much
now.
where it's, the first few days, it's like, yeah, popcorn. And then it's like, okay, yeah, we've had enough. Because the bag usually lasts like a week or two where like, even like if they're going at it a lot, where you get a lot of popcorn in the bag. So most of the time they're done within like a few days and I have to throw out like half a bag of popcorn.
Throwing out the popcorn. Oh, man.
it's
Half a bag.
sad.
It's actually pretty funny. My brother goes to the cinema and goes to watch movies specifically for the popcorn. When he gets a popcorn craving, that's what he does. He goes and goes to the cinema to watch a movie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we get lots of people, especially people dropping off their kids for like the dance academy. They'll come in and just get popcorn, get drinks, get the slushie or whatever. Where we're just like, oh yeah, come on in, like
So you can go in and get the popcorn without going in for a movie.
As long as you let the person know, like at the door, like, hey, I'm just going in to get popcorn. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on them, make
So
sure they're
you
not
can
sneaking
just
into a movie.
walk into the concession and grab some snacks and go home.
More money for the cinema, so we're not going to complain.
Well,
like,
that's
selling
it.
more
Hey, I
popcorn,
want to
so-
spend, Colin, I want to
Nice.
spend money. Will you let me in? I promise I'll watch, maybe Cocaine Bear over the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, as long as
Right,
someone's buying
yeah.
something, we'll gladly let someone come in just to buy popcorn. Like we get that quite often, actually. So.
But you've evolved, obviously, year 4 now as manager for Imagine Cinemas. The new seats. I remember when you were doing the renos there, the big rumor, they must be for sale. All these movie seats are at the front, being pitched out to, garbage bins.
Yeah.
And that's how the rumors fly. Oh, they must be sold. No more theater. But of course, you have every seat in this house now as the luxury recliners, if anybody's never been.
Oh yeah, and we get some people who literally we have to wake them up after the movie because like we'll go in to clean and someone's just still in their seat where we're like, excuse me, we're trying to clean up here. Like we've literally had to wake people up because
That's how comfortable the
Well, they are
seats are.
comfortable. Put your feet up. And again, I want to compliment whoever did the spacing. When you have your feet up fully, in rest mode, there's still enough room to walk by without, jamming into someone's boots.
Actually, what's great is like even like while we're cleaning, because with movies like Ant-Man, usually Marvel movies, there's scenes after the credits where we'll try to go in and still clean while people are sitting in there, and we're actually still able to like kind of bring the garbage, past the seats and like while they're up and everything. So there's a lot of room where it's awesome.
Pretty darn awesome. I had Creed 3 opening up on Friday, but the good news is with Imagine Cinemas, Collin is so cool. He's got the ins with Hollywood. You're bringing Creed 3 in for Thursday. Thursday night.
We have
the
a
launch.
special early pre-release showing on Thursday, which is going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, pretty exciting. Have you seen trailers for this one yet?
Yes, I've seen a few trailers where it looks like it's going to be fairly good, where I believe the actor who's in the new Ant-Man as like the main villain, he's also in this film. Where,
He's in that too.
Yeah, where it looks like it's going to be pretty good.
A recap. He's moving on to his 10th year with Imagine Cinemas in days, March 1st. I want to congratulate you, Collin, for the tenure. It's a pretty big milestone with Imagine Cinemas.
Yeah, it's a big one for sure. Where I mean, just excited to see where it goes. Don't plan on leaving anytime soon. So.
And if anybody wants those big bags of popcorn, do they call you up?
Well, yeah. I mean, we do get some events like where we'll sell them like large bags of popcorn and stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, we've had people contact us for like specifically for big bags of popcorn.
All right. Well, again, Collin Beaulieu from Imagine Cinemas. Congratulations to our winner tonight, Eric Paquin. You're going to the movies, and a big thanks to Sylvie Lamotte for filling in for KLOMP for guest host seat number 1 tonight. Again, you can join her for Wisdom Wednesdays every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. And you can also follow her on Facebook for Rebel Soul.
Yeah, thank you.
Kansas
And
City.
thank you so much for having me on the show. I believe you did say I'm number 1, so we'll see.
You're the first co-host seat.
And I'll just make my way back to my office now and maybe have a nap on that couch.
Moving
and,
in,
I still that suitcase I came in with. I still have some unpacking to do, so I'll just go ahead and do that now and make myself comfortable and at home.
So there we go, Ronnie. We're getting ready to fire off the ending, and we're going to say goodnight. See you tomorrow night at 7.
You know Lus got them hits, right?
I'm sure when I proved it. I know the industry rules. Really dread the news. Bet on myself and I proved it. I know the industry ruthless. I'm really a threat, a nuisance. The Chevy is dropping its ruthless. Think I'm the one and I proved it. I know the industry foolish. Think you will see in the movies. It really ain't dropped out cool.
Look at me struggle, I'm right on the bubble. I'm making it pop for being a fly. I'm in the huddle, created a hustle. When I'm at the bottom, you see me a lot. I know the industry scheming a lot. Then it's fly, and I'm seeing the plot. It feel like summer again when I drop. Call up the label, say give me a lot. My life a movie like Steven Seagal. Regular scheming, I leave it to y'all. I gotta hide when we in the mall. The bigger you are, the harder you fall. And signing no paper if I ain't the one that created it. Bigger than father, you mean? I be the type to figure it out and figure a route to eat with the team.
Bet on myself and I proved it. I know the industry ruthless. I'm really a threat, a nuisance. The Chevy is dropping its ruthless. Think I'm the one and I proved it. I know the industry foolish. Think you will see in the movies. It really ain't dropped out cool.
Look at my hustle, I'm right on the bubble. I'm making it big and staying at home. Pay me an equity, please. The money you offer don't never do shit when it's gone. I do the stand Sylvester Stallone. Walk in the booth like honey, I'm home. I never duck, they think I'm a clone. Just shot the video, crashed the drone. My life a movie like Jaden and Will. And this shit directed by Jordan Peele. I said I'm the boy for real. The boy gon' run this scheme to a meal. Big ain't signing no paper if I ain't the one that created it. Boy for real. I be the type to figure it out, figure a route to eat with my team.
Bet on myself and I proved it. I know the industry ruthless. I'm really a threat, a nuisance. The Chevy is dropping its ruthless. Think I'm the one and I proved it. I know the industry foolish. Think you will see in the movies. It really ain't dropped out cool.